Why veterans who risk their lives for this country are waiting months, even years, for disability. They're fighting for benefits from the Department of Veterans Affairs.
I thought they were there to help us.
Hi, this is Ryan from Sensi Life Community News. It's September 9th, 2013, and it's September 11th, coming up soon, anniversary of a horrible event that has led to a lot of war and a lot of suffering. And I have some issues myself from, PTSD. And I think from the accident that I was in May, I've been suffering a little bit. I've been, feeling a little reclusive, feeling a little bit shut out, feeling a little bit paranoid, feeling like I can't sleep at night. I got a lot of symptoms that makes me believe, I haven't been diagnosed, but makes me believe that maybe I'm suffering a little bit from that. I've lost some friends and family lately, lost people on Facebook. I've just blocked people. I'm just, irritable and grumpy and whatever. So back in April, I had made a video, I'll show you here in just a moment. I made a video of me talking about the Tough Mudder, which is an event that helps the Wounded Warriors Project. And the Wounded Warriors Project helps vets with money, medical expenses, and food and clothing and things like that. Warriors, veterans that come home and need help. And, a lot of them are usually waiting on the VA to help them, either treat them or, help them financially or whatever. A lot of them have a hard time in life. And that's what I wanted to benefit. I have a lot of family members that were veterans, and my father, my grandfather, my father-in-law, lots of uncles and brothers and sisters and things like that. Half sisters and their husbands, that is. But anyway, I've always wanted to serve my country. I was denied service as a kid because I had some marijuana tickets on my record, and they denied me. And now I thank God because they denied me. I wouldn't have wanted to shoot anybody or be in battle, and I don't believe in those wars, and I'm just glad that I didn't have to go. But I do respect and love the veterans that have had to serve and who have volunteered and who have come home and not gotten any benefits to help them out, after our country has put them through some really horrible conditions. And so I'm just making this little video. I wanted to give some documentation on what a lot of these guys are going through, how you can help. I'm severely injured. I can't lift my arm up higher than this right now. Well, if I push it up, I can go higher, but on my own strength, you can only go that high. And I've got a huge titanium plate in my leg and a bunch of titanium screws to hold my ankle together, and a bunch of other remaining issues. My jaw pops and stuff. But I wanted to do the Wounded Warrior Project next year, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. So I want to encourage other people to do the Tough Mudder. I'm sorry, the Tough Mudder, not the Wounded Warriors Project. But if you can sympathize with this, try to put yourself in their shoes and understand what they're going through.
Hi, this is Ryan from Cannabis.com, Sensi Life Community News. It's the 19th of April, 2013, and just a few things about marijuana, about the military, and about this Tough Mudder thing that's coming up both in July and in September in Tahoe. These all tie together. I want to kind of give you a quick explanation of my motivation on doing this challenge, this Tough Mudder challenge. Basically, Tough Mudder is a British Special Forces obstacle course that they do all over the world, and they do it all year long, especially in the summer. But they do it in Australia and other places, and people just come and they challenge themselves to beat the challenge. And there's no rewards and there's no competition. It's just you competing against your own strength and ambitions. And the Tough Mudder thing has a sponsor, or has a charity that they sponsor, which is the Wounded Warrior Program. And that just helps people in the military who, came home wounded and need services, health and otherwise. And it's Tough Mudder has raised over $5 million for this cause, and I'm going to do this. I don't expect to do really well. I'm not really fit. I'm training right now. I'm training hard. Well, not right now, obviously. This is kind of an easy training if it's training at all. But no, I've been training hard. I've been doing what I can, running and climbing mountains and shit stuff. Anyway, been really pushing it, and hope to do well in this competition. The reason why this ties into marijuana for me is that I was denied military service back in, I think it was 97 when I applied. 97, yeah. I wanted to serve in the military like my grandfather and my father, and I wanted to get the GI Bill and go to school and do all that. And I went and passed my ASVABs at the recruiter's office, did really well on their little pre-ASVAB test, and they were excited. They wanted to recruit me in the Air Force, and I looked into the Marines as well. And when my background check came back, they found 2 marijuana tickets on my record that hadn't been expunged. They were still active, on my record. And I was denied military service. And after that, I was homeless for a couple of years, just kind of wandering and searching and, trying to find my way in life. But, there's 2 things. I'm upset that they denied me military service. But at the same time, I'm also glad they denied me military service. I wouldn't have wanted to fought and killed people in that war. I think that it was a stupid war. I don't think we had any business in Iraq or Afghanistan or any of those places. Quite honestly, I think it was a sham, and I think it was crony capitalism involved, the military-industrial complex, Dick Cheney and, all those people pushing it. I think that it was a horrible thing, and I'm glad I didn't go. But I respect the people who did go to defend our country, to defend freedom, to do their job, whether they knew what they were doing or whether they didn't. It was just a real honor to see people in my life, my father-in-law, my grandfather, my father, all them who served, who, valiantly, put their lives on the line to protect freedom. And, some that served in time of war and some that didn't. But regardless, I was very blessed to know they had that kind of courage. And so I want to do this Tough Mudder thing, not just for my own sake, not just to challenge myself and push myself and, have the satisfaction of completing the course, but also, to benefit military servicemen and women who have been wounded in the war and have came back with very little government support, who get kind of the shaft when it comes to benefits after they've served. And I think they deserve more, so I want to give them more. And this is the way I can serve, even though it's not active military, and I'm glad that it's not, but I can serve those troops who did serve active military and who got wounded in the military, and I just really want to thank them for their service and let them know that I care. My wife is pregnant. She was going to be my teammate in the Tough Mudder competition. Check out toughmudder.com. That's the website for this. And if you're wanting to be on a team, I have plenty of room on my team. I could use a total of 4 people, including myself, so I need 3 more folks to join up on this. 3 more badasses who think they can do this challenge, and who want to be a part of a team, a real, motivated team, because I'm motivated. So let's do this. Hit me up, write me at info@slu2.com. That's info@slu2.com. Let me know you want to be a part of the Tough Mudder competition. Peace and pot.
Coming back from combat, it's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew is I was having nightmares.
If we don't help these young men and women heal, we're going to lose another generation.
You have to find that passion again once you come home.
I'm learning to face my fear.
To just let go and see what happens at the end.
They couldn't break me. I just kept coming back.
I had the drive, the desire.
So basically, I wanted to let you know the guy who hit me and died in the car accident, drunk driving, allegedly. Haven't confirmed it yet, but that's That's pretty much what we suspect. Who hit me going the wrong direction head on the freeway. Anyway, he was a vet, and he had a history with alcohol. And I'm not gonna mention his name. It's kind of a sensitive topic right now, and I don't know what his family's going through. But the person that I was trying to benefit through that Tough Mudder thing and the Wounded Warriors Project, that was the person who hit me, ironically. I want to give you more information on a natural treatment for PTSD, something that I think veterans could utilize right away once they get home. If they're not getting benefits from the VA, they could possibly utilize this natural substance instead of turning to something like alcohol or something else to self-medicate. Something more safe than that, I think, would be better utilized, which I believe is cannabis. I'm no doctor, consult with your doctor on this, because I don't know for sure. I'm just, giving my point of view, but listen to the doctors talk about this. I've got a few of them. Overall, I do hate talking about it. I hate feeling weak. I hate feeling, not in control. But I know a lot of other guys and gals go through this, men and women who have served and other issues that people have with PTSD. And, I want to hold people up. They're in my prayer. The soldiers, the people who died at the 9/11 event, people who've died in these stupid foreign wars. Let's just pray for them today. Keep them in our thoughts constantly and end these stupid wars.
Veterans are not the only people that suffer from post-traumatic stress. Victims of violent crime suffer from post-traumatic stress. Battered spouses suffer from post-traumatic stress. Significant medical issues that are sudden and life-altering, such as a CVA, can result in post-traumatic stress. One of the major criteria for the diagnosis of post-traumatic stress is intrusive thoughts, nightmares, inability to obtain restorative sleep. Many people suffering from post-traumatic stress currently are being treated by myself and other certification physicians. We cannot certify them for post-traumatic stress. We certify them for their chronic pain and many of the associated symptoms that they have with post-traumatic stress. And we get what's called a fortuitous side effect in medicine, where, okay, we can't certify you for this, but you've got something else and you'll gain benefit with this because you're treating something else. Post-traumatic stress has many things that are associated with it. It's not just a problem for an individual coming back from combat or a battered spouse. These people have higher rates of divorce. They lose their jobs because they can't function anymore and they withdraw from society. They commit suicide. 18 suicides a day was the number that I heard. That's amazing. I know that the VA is really concentrating right now on the risk of suicide in returning veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan. This has been a problem for some time. The main issue with marijuana and post-traumatic stress is the current mainstay of therapy is cognitive therapy. Basically, post-traumatic stress is people that have a stressor and they do not have the coping skills in order to deal with those stressors. They need to be taught those skills. The arguments that you will hear from the people that do not want to use medical marijuana with post-traumatic stress is that, oh, they're not in the present tense, it interferes with their cognitive therapy. Now, I'm going to be very blunt. Cognitive therapy lasts for years. And if it's a matter of going into therapy for 5 years versus 6 years, that's a small price to pay for somebody that's going to do a .44 caliber taste test because they cannot bear their life anymore. We make a big play in medicine of involving patients in their own therapeutic decisions. Cancer patients, glaucoma patients, chronic pain patients currently have the option of using medical marijuana. Not all take that option, but the option is available to them. Why are we not giving this option to patients with post-traumatic stress? The doctor and the patient are the ones that know best how this disorder is affecting this person's life. If we save one marriage or prevent one suicide and return somebody to productive society by allowing them access to medical marijuana as a diagnostic criteria without having something else that we have to kind of sneak them in on, I think that it's worth it. When I first started doing medical marijuana, a very wise physician told me what marijuana does for people. The normal state of affairs as a human being is to have an appetite. It's to be without pain. It's to be able to sleep. It's to be free of anxiety. Marijuana acts as a moderator to bring you back to that steady state. We need to be able to offer this to people with post-traumatic stress. Thank you.
So in February of 2013, I started taking flight lessons for my solo pilot license, and I decided to quit using cannabis, and I made a little video and put it on YouTube. And, you know, I'm kind of an activist for cannabis, but I wanted to announce that, you know, it's not my whole life, and I've got other things to do with my life. And so in February, I announced that I would be quitting and focusing on my classes. Although right now, it's been probably 5 or 6 months since I've used cannabis. I would like to again. I would like to see if it would help me, you know, sleep at night. Like right now, it's 2:07 in the morning, and you know, I'm up all day, I'm up all night, and it's hard for me to sleep. I do have nightmares. Here, I'll show you this right here. Yeah, I can't ever really get a good night's sleep. And I think cannabis would help. It's helped me in the past with things like that, and I think it would help me again. And like I say, I honestly think it would help soldiers coming home that have PTSD combat alcoholism and other things that they may self-medicate with. I'm going to play you something from Sanjay Gupta, Dr. Sanjay, if I'm pronouncing his name right, Lord knows I'm not, but I don't watch TV a lot, but I know he's one of these TV doctors, but he's also a surgeon and, you know, board certified medical physician. And he recently came out saying that he was wrong on the cannabis topic and that he thinks it should be legalized and that it's non-harmful, it's never killed anybody, so on and so forth. So anyway, take a peek at that. I'm going to play you my my first flight lesson, just a few seconds here, and I'm going to play you my video from February talking about how I quit too.
This is Ryan. It is February 15th, 2013. Cincinnati Life Community News. I've got a few major updates. Well, changes in my life. I quit. Alright? I quit smoking weed. I quit for the time being. I just got back into school, and the classes are fairly demanding, and I need all of my competence and wits about me and reflexes. Because I'm taking pilot lessons. I'm going to be a private pilot, just for, you know, personal usage and recreation and exploration. But I always dreamt of being a pilot. When I was a kid, my father was taking pilot lessons, and I got to go up with him and the instructor once. And you know, I was 4 years old then, and I've never forgot it. I got sick today, man. I got so sick. I was flying today, and yeah, I felt a little nauseous. I think that cannabis probably would have helped, but I haven't been using cannabis lately just because I want to, you know, keep my wits about me and focus and retain the information that I'm learning.
I urge him to look at the scientific papers. I was just looking at them again in preparation for your show. The science is there. This isn't anecdotal. This isn't in the realm of conjecture anymore. I mean, for a long time, we've just ignored these papers, but this was a drug, you know, that was used for thousands of years.
Now, in your documentary, you get into the effects of medical marijuana, which sometimes can be quite instant. It's quite dramatic.
It really can. It works, and it can work very quickly. In fact, let me just show you.
I always have two strains.
Meet 19-year-old Chaz Moore. He uses many different strains of marijuana, many of them high in CBD, to treat his rare disorder of the diaphragm.
My abs will, lock up.
That's why he's talking this way, almost speaking in hiccups, like he can't catch his breath. It's called myoclonus diaphragmatic flutter. This fluttering here, it's annoying, but it becomes painful pretty quickly, I imagine.
Yeah, after 15, 20 minutes is where I can start to really feel it.
He's about to show me how the marijuana works. He's been convulsing now for 7 minutes. How quickly do you expect this to work?
Within the first 5 minutes. And I'm done.
That's it?
That's it.
It was actually less than a minute.
Depending on the attack in the day.
I mean, that is pretty extraordinary.
He was on so many different meds, Piers. It was a table full of meds that doctors had prescribed for him for this condition, including OxyContin, Valium. Any of those medications in too high a dose could have been really problematic, and they didn't work. I mean, look, you know, the proof is becoming increasingly clear, I think, if you look for it.
Why do we want to support that?
Okay, last word to you, Sanjay.
Well, look, I'm not quite sure I follow the doctor's arguments here. I think it is a potentially very effective medicine that has not been given a fair shake for 70 years in this country. I think it can treat things that other medicines that exist now that are far more dangerous, far more toxic, lead to far more deaths, cannot treat. It's bizarre to me, quite frankly. I think it's inhumane to these patients who can't get this treatment. I met patients in Colorado who can get treatment, but they can never leave their state. It's ridiculous. And the doctor, I think, maybe he would agree with me, maybe he won't, I'm not sure. I don't understand his position, but it is irresponsible, I think, of the medical community not to have this as an option.
I have to agree with Dr. Sanjay here. I lost my little brother when he was 16 to prescription medications. Prescription medications are very deadly. Their toxic side effects are well known. I've lost multiple people. I think I've went to 17 funerals in Utah from either intentional or non-intentional overdoses on prescription medication. But here's mine. I've got stuff for my stomach, for counteracting the stuff that helps me feel better. I got stuff to help me sleep. God, yeah, this one's for helping me sleep. This one is oh Jesus, I don't even know. Oh, this might be the one for my stomach, and this one might be for inflammation, and then these are morphine, based hydromorphine. They're 8 times stronger than morphine for my pain. And you know, I think that just cannabis alone would help me with all these problems without the deadly side effects. And so, anyway, that's my bit on PTSD and substituting prescription medications for a natural God-given medication. Look into cannabis treatments. Check out Dr. Sanjay Gupta's work, and there's a lot of other doctors out there. Dr. Robert Malamud from Colorado. I've got stock in his company in Cannabis Science. Lots of good cannabis companies out there that are coming out, and looking forward to seeing stupid laws get nullified. There should have never been any cannabis prohibition to begin with. We had a constitutional amendment for alcohol prohibition. Why don't we have a constitutional amendment for cannabis prohibition? That, to me, tells me that cannabis prohibition is not constitutional and it's not legal under our system. Peace. Check us out at xcannabis.com.